You need to be in that Hall of Fame,
Well,
man.
listen, man. I tell you what,
You need to
I'm
be in
I'm
that
I'm
Hall of
not I'm
Fame.
not one of those guys that's gonna show up on a TV show and be on it for years and years until somebody put me on the thing. And I say it to this. I say it like this, and it's you and me. If they decide they don't want to put me in, shame on them. If you put Zach Thomas on my team when I was playing, he would have never made our team. Zach Thomas would have never made Pittsburgh Steelers team. He would have never
Ain't
made
nothing
it.
wrong with saying, hey,
He would never made it. And half of these guys that are playing right now,
they wouldn't have
come on,
made it.
they would never made our team. They would never made our team. These guys they're calling great, this and that, and that, they would have never made our team.
You might have already answered, but and I feel like you may have, but I want to give you the opportunity to answer it. I ask every legend, what what do you want your legacy to be? When people speak on you long after you cease to exist here, what is it that you wanted your legacy to linger on? What is it that you wanted people to say about Greg Lloyd?
Well, I'm going to say this: when it comes to linebackers, and especially Steelers linebackers, but when it comes to linebackers in general, when they start speaking of linebackers in the NFL, if my name doesn't get mentioned, then I didn't do my job. That's how I feel. So you got to do your job so well. I tried to do that job so well. The work's been done. Can't undo it. But when you start talking about linebackers and especially linebackers of the past, I mean, at some point I was number one, number two, or number three linebacker, in the '90s. You're talking about DT and Sayal,
Mm-hmm.
at that point. And depends on who's writing the magazine or who was talking or who was a fan, you're one, two, or three. And in my head, I've always thought I was one. I've always thought I was one. Was very good friends with my two deceased, buddies, Derek Thomas and Junior Seau. It's like, all my great friends, it's like they all passed away, and my
Mm-hmm.
boy 9-1. So no competition. It was just that I did things different because again, they had the opportunity to rush every down where I got to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I got to cover. I was cover linebacker. But I would want people to think that, what, a legacy for Greg Lloyd would be, he gave you everything on every down, and don't line up in front of him and not be ready to play because he'll embarrass you, kind of thing. So my legacy, you going back to Steelers and stuff like that. When they start talking Steeler linebackers, when your name get mentioned with Jack Lambert's and your name get mentioned with, you know,
Come on, put it
Jack,
out there.
Jack,
Go ahead, put
Jack.
ham on it.
Well,
Go ahead, put that
yeah,
pit
I'm going to
stater up
say,
in there.
well, I got to do it. I got to do it. Well, your name, I call him Hammer. I got to call him Hammer. When your name get mentioned with Hammer, and your name is mentioned with, all the great linebackers that came through there. When your name get mentioned with those guys, man, I mean that in itself is a Pittsburgh legacy, but
Mm-hmm.
a legacy throughout the league. I know when I was playing, like I said, I played against and with some great guys, and I think all of us at some point, there was nobody that I thought that was better than me, and I never put myself out there to be better than anybody, but I played that way. And I
Mm-hmm.
played that way because of this, because that's where I went to school at. And I had to keep proving to people that, yes, it's an HBCU, a historically black college. We play football, but guess what? We're not on television, but we got this. And if you
Yeah.
put us somewhere in a forest, somewhere in the woods, and you drop us off, oh, we coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We coming out with food for everybody. We coming out, and we're gonna come out with food for. So that's what I wanted to do, and I think that's what I did. So leaving a legacy of Fort Valley, a legacy of Fort Valley State College, a legacy of linebackers, and then a legacy of, hey, listen, in the '90s, man, we had so many great linebackers, man. But to be in that, always in that top three, I think that does it for me. So for me, man, that's just there ain't but one other thing that they can honor me with.
They need if they had if they have social media, are you in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, 5 years, 10 years ago, 10 years ago,
Right.
easily. Because again,
You're no different. Like they. I look at how they talk about Aaron Donald. Right.
yeah, right,
and how he's quiet.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to believe the DNA of how Aaron Donald is and how he does things and how he moves is he's a descendant of the brain of Greg Lloyd. We all are. We all are.
Right, right. Because you see it when he lose it, he lose it. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
when he lose it, I was the same way. When he loses it, he loses it. But see, again, like I say, I think social media is a great thing and it's a great tool to be used, in its proper place. And I just think that if we abuse it, if we take it and we say, and you have the wrong people saying, see, LaVar Arrington, you can say that guy right there is a great player. Why? You played the game. You understand? You played against great players. You were a great player. You played against great players. You've been on the team with great players. So you understand what that word great player means.
Indeed.
It shouldn't come out of your mouth like go brush your teeth. It shouldn't come out of your mouth like that. And so my thing of it is, because a guy made a good play in a game,
maybe it was a great play. But that does not equate to great player.
It does not equate to a career of being a great player. It was a great play. It was, it may have been a great play. He had a great play. But see, my thing was this right here, and I'd say this, and I know you got to go.
No,
I say this
to mindful of you.
I used to say this to the guys when I coached in Tampa with Raheem Morris as the head coach. I coached in Tampa. I helped coach linebacker. Mm-hmm. I used to tell linebackers all the time, you want to be in this league, here's what you got to do. Every day in practice and in every game, there's 2 plays that you got to make, and then there's 2 plays you ain't got no freaking business making. So if you can make 4 plays, 2 plays that you know in practice, you know how they script them out in practice. They scripting a play at you, they scripting a play at me because they know that they like to run this play, and then you got something funky that you do, and you need to be able to get this read. So, boom, here come the play, LaVar, boom, you made the play, okay. So LaVar's got that. It ain't over with because they're going to probably give it to you again. But come game, you made the play in practice. Now come game, you see that, boom, you make the play, boom, all right, LaVar got that. But then there's also 2 plays that you got no business making. That's when you take that tight end, throw him down, hit that fullback, reach out there and grab that guard, and then reach around and grab that guy. They go, God damn. LaVar took on the tight end. The fullback came down, he hit him with his shoulder, reached over, grabbed the guard, and then talking to the guy. What were the other fuckers doing? What were all the other fuckers doing? That's your guy, 1, 2, that's 3 more. That's 3 guys. That's 3.
That's 3 guys.
What the
Somebody
fuck
free.
were they doing? What were they doing?
Right.
And you made the play. Great play. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a great play, and you make 1 more like that. So you don't make 2 plays you got no business making, and you don't make 2 plays.
More.
I mean, what team
and you got to do that every week.
You got
to do that every week. That's the definition of greatness. You got to do it all the time.
Week in and week out. I'm not talking about a guy shows up for 1 season and then the next season you go, well, is he still in the league? Who's he playing with? They say, oh no, he's still playing for the same team. He's like, well, shit, I ain't heard nothing about him this year because he thought his shit didn't stink last year, and then this year he didn't go put the work in because he figured that 1 year will get him a contract. Did you realize guys now 5 sacks, that's considered a great season?
Yes.
Don't you laugh at that shit?
Yes.
That was a fucking joke in our day, bro.
Yes.
That was a joke in our day, but 5 sacks. Guys go 5 sacks
Solid
and we go,
year.
oh man, he's got now. We're gonna give him $70 million. I go, they got to be fucking kidding me. But they couldn't afford us. They couldn't afford it. You think they could afford me, Kevin Green, LaVar Kirkland, Chad Brown, Rod Woodson, Cornell Lake, and Joel Steed, and all, they couldn't afford us. They couldn't afford to keep us all together. But the way we played the game, we opened the doors for these guys. And I don't want anybody who see this to think that we're hating. It's just that it's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. And I'm gonna say this, and then if I see him, he don't like it, it's whatever. I had a recently back in May, beginning of May, me, LaVon, Chad, we was in Pittsburgh. Me, LaVon, Chad, at Monrovia Mall. And then we're doing autograph session. Guy brought us in, and I walked in, and Hammer was already signing, and Franco was on the end. So before I start signing, I got to go down and give homage to my elders. So I go down, I hug Franco, stop what he's doing. I come back over and I hug Hammer, and what he's doing. We have a little chit chat, and then I sit down. Okay. So LaVon did the same thing. Chad did the same thing. Number 90 comes out. He sits down in the chair and he signs and he gets up and leaves. And I almost lost it, bro. I almost lost it. I almost fucking lost. I don't give a fuck if you are defensive player of the year. I don't give a fuck if you had 30 sacks. These guys paved the way.
Wow.
And so it pissed me off right then and there. And I was like, but it's that generation. See, it's that generation.
These
they
dudes
just
is
different
these days, man.
It's that generation. So
he might not even been aware of how offensive what he did, what he didn't do.
What he didn't do. But see, they think it's our job to go and say, hey, how you doing? Like, you ain't did shit we didn't do.
Man, you know how alarming that is? Like this to someone like me, I'm running up to y'all.
Yes.
And I didn't even play for the Steelers.
Right, absolutely. But see, I'm that way.
Running to y'all.
I used to say, man, I used to be in a room with Joe Green and Mel and Donnie Shell and Franco, and they got John Colby in there, even got Bradshaw in there, and we sitting there at a golf tournament, and they talking through. I'm the this guy in the room. You feel me? Yes. All the stuff that we talking about now, everybody know what I did, but I'm the this guy in that room.
And with being that guy in that moment.
What?
Right.
Do you want me to go get you some wine? I'll go get you some wine. I'll go get y'all a drink. Y'all sit down. I got that. Because when you're comfortable with who you are and what you've done, I got no competition. They got won 4 Super Bowls, but they were dominant. They didn't just win for a Super Bowl. They beat people's ass.
They beat them up. Yeah,
and I ain't talking about just in playing football. I'm talking about in the fighting and all. They just beat people's ass. So I love that about them, bro. And so when I sit and hear them talk, I would get goosebumps. And I was like a little kid just sitting there going, yeah, like tell some more, talk some more. But it's like, I'm not going to say nothing in that group. What am I going to say? Right. What am I going to say? What am I going to say in that group? Nothing. And I just sit there and I listen to them. So how do you get these other guys? They think like, well, we go in there and sit down and listen to these guys talk. That don't help us at all. It's a mentality. And the mentality was defensive guys were getting on offensive guys and telling offensive guys, y'all get y'all shit together, and stuff like this right here. Or like me, I would tell Damani and them would go out on the field and they would get a fumble or something like that, and they'd be coming out the field. And Damani, one of the nicest person in the world, Damani Dawson, nicest person in the world. You can't out nice Damani. You can't out nice, but one of the nicest people in the world. He'd be walking out the field, go, oh, Brother Grant. He said, Brother Grant, oh man, we're gonna get that back. And I would turn around and look at him and say, I said, hey, I'm glad y'all fumbled. Because didn't nobody come to watch y'all ass anyway. They come to watch us. So you see what I'm saying? It's a mentality. You see what I'm saying? It's a mentality. You sit on the sideline and you go, I can't wait till these motherfuckers throw an interception.
Go get some popcorn, player. Fumble it again. We here to work.
They come to watch us. They didn't come to watch you guys. So y'all fumble that shit. Get off the field so people can come watch what the real show is. Now, I wasn't saying it in a disrespectful way. I'm saying it in a way like, okay, I can really take these guys if I want to, and I don't want to do it to my teammates, but how do you spin something positive off of something negative?
Yeah.
Go to Super Bowl.
That's a come up though. You got to accept the challenge on that.
Exactly.
You got to accept that challenge.
It's all head games, man. That's all it is. It's just head game. And so the thing about it is like, if somebody tell me that, if you tell me that, you walking on the field, you go, y'all get y'all punk ass off the field. Nobody could watch y'all. I was like, dude, I'm either getting kicked out of the game or thrown out of the game. I'm getting to a fight. Very next play. Next play. That's how it's gonna be. But it doesn't resonate, with these guys. And I understand that rules have changed and stuff like this, but has the heart changed?
Yeah.
Has the heart changed? What makes you not want to make that guy in front of you quit playing football? You ain't got to play dirty. You just beat his ass. You just beat his ass every play, talk shit to him, but you can't talk shit no more because it's called taunting now. You can go over there, you can't jog around the field doing warm-up and tell the quarterback, hey, every time I run by here, motherfucker, you gonna shut him. Because when the real shit starts, ain't nobody gonna be, can't nobody, we used to say stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
People go, man, y'all crazy. Yeah, we used to do that because that was real football. It was real
Yeah.
football then, you know.
Yeah.
If you out here playing a man's game and somebody running through the field say something crazy to you and you go nut up, that's on you.
That's right.
That's on you.
That's part of it.
But that's why we have a training camp to get rid of motherfuckers like that.
That's
You
right.
feel me? That's what
Yeah.
training camp is about. Training camp is about getting rid of all these motherfuckers who think they want to play football,
That's right.
and then you line up the next day, you be like, somebody missing. How can a grown ass man see this is something that people don't talk about? How can a grown ass man think about this, El? Most of your life you don't want to be an NFL player, right?
That's
NFL
right.
football player. You get somebody says, hey, even if you don't get drafted, somebody invites you to their training camp. Parents and everybody, girlfriends, fiance, wife, whatever you got, you gone. And then just one day you show up. And they say, did you get cut? You're like, no. Well, why are you here? How do you go home and tell mom and them that you fucking quit?
I quit.
How do you go and tell somebody you quit? This was something that you've been training for since you were 6 freaking years old. And you walk out of training camp and you quit. So what woman be married to this fucker?
This is what you left me for?
Are you freaking kidding me? You know? So it's a joke, man.
Oh my God.
So I don't get it, man. But it's like all those little nuances, man, they come into play. It's all about that. But like I said, at the end of the day, buddy, it's a game, man. I relish. I love it. I love the game. I love the guys that I played with. I love the guys I played against. The guys that I played against made me a better player. You know? Hey, listen, man. As a rookie, going up against Anthony Munoz.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
What? I couldn't wait for that big Mexican to retire.
Right.
But I was never going to say it to him. I gave him everything I had every time. But when he retired, I was sitting there one day, he retired. I was like, shit, I'm going to go have me a drink. Because this motherfucker hit her retire. Oh, he was a beast, bro. He was a beast. And I had to see him twice a year. He was a beast. But I tell you what, man, if it wasn't for him and other guys like him, I don't get to be the player that I was, you know?
Wow.
Because, you know, if you put me in front of a guy that's a joke, I get 7 sacks on him.
That's easy work.
What am I going to celebrate? Don't be talking, oh, he's the greatest. No, fuck. This guy that they had me in front of me is garbage. I was supposed to get that. If I didn't get that, then you guys would say,
then you got to look at you.
Greg is garbage because the guy he's in front of is garbage.
That's right.
So we have to have balance, but we have to have people like you and me telling the truth about this bullshit. Instead of some motherfucker with a tie on sitting there and he's fucking company man and he gonna say all kind of company shit so that everybody can, you know, I keep my job. He's like, man, I can't respect you. I can't respect you because shit wasn't like that when you was playing. So call it. If motherfucker does something knucklehead, let's call it knucklehead. Let's not spin. Let's not try to spin it good. Knucklehead shit is knucklehead shit. You know,
that's right.
Let's call it what it is. You know, I mean, I know we have to be politically correct, but I'm not. That's why I don't do that shit. I'm not politically correct. You know, he do some dumb shit. Let's call that some dumb shit right there. You know,
that's more acceptable these days. You need to do a podcast, Greg Lloyd.
Think about it,
Mr. Lloyd. Let me do it.
Think about it.
Let's talk.
Okay, we'll do that.
You need to do a show, my brother.
Hey man, I talk myself into. I get to talking about football, and I don't talk football a lot. And I tell most people that like I'm golf, and they find out who I am. I like they never play football. I don't talk golf with them. I mean, they've never played football. Let's talk golf, but let's not talk football because I'll tell you something and you're not gonna get it, and then I get excited like I'm getting excited right now. Then you're getting scared. So it's like let's not talk football because I can take it to another level and I can take it up here, and it ain't really a whole lot you can do about it. So let's just you guys talk about whatever it is y'all do in this golf, and I'll just I'll listen, but I don't do it, man. But with somebody that's played the game, a fellow player that has done what he's done, man, and you had a great career too, brother. How long did you play?
7. I got
7 years. Yeah. So
I popped
like
my Achilles, and that was it for me.
I get you, bro. But like you said, at the end of the day, 7 years is more than 3. It's more than none. You know, and so you got 7 years.
I gave you 3 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros.
There you go.
I wasn't playing when I had it.
And what people can't and never understand, they'll never understand what you went through or what I went through and what we saw. They can't, we can talk about that, but other people can never grasp that if you've never been through that. Other players can, and I'm sure other guys' experiences may have been better or worse, than I will always. But at
I
the
wasn't
end of the day,
chasing contracts. I was
say again.
chasing you.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
was
tell you what
chasing.
I was saying.
I was
I was
chasing
chasing.
you.
Well, you chasing me. I'm chasing Hammer. I'm chasing Green. I'm chasing Lambert. I'm
That's right.
chasing. That's what I was chasing. I'm chasing
That's
Dunn and
right.
Shell. I'm chasing Mel Blunt. That's who I'm chasing. Because at
That's
the end
right.
of the day, man, I think the highest honor for me was when the Steelers inducted me into the Hall of Honor years ago.
Amazing.
Basically, what
Yeah.
they're saying that hey, you're one of those players that we
And those are all
we have
Hall
to
of
do it.
Famers.
All Hall of Fame.
You need to be in that Hall of Fame, man.
Well, listen, man. I tell you what,
You need to be in that Hall of Fame.
I'm not one of those guys that's gonna show up on a TV show and be on it for years and years until somebody put me on the thing. And I say it to this. I say it like this, and it's you and me. If they decide they don't want to put me in it, shame on them. But to put somebody in it that not as good as I am, that's ridiculous.
You were a first team All-Pro 3 times.
Yep.
You were a 5-time Pro Bowler.
Yep.
There are dudes in the Hall of Fame that have less than that on their resume.
Yep. Defensive Player of the Year in 1994.
Wow.
So it's one of those things, man, where it's like, I get it, but I'm not going to.
You ain't got to say you get it. You ain't. Hey, AOG. You ain't got to say you get it because there's no way to understand that.
But here's the deal. People who were back then and was watching the game back then, was influencing the game back then when we were there, a lot of those people are gone. The people that they're bringing in now, they're young guys. Yeah. They're younger guys. They don't know a lot about me.
But if you're bringing them in, they gotta know. Like, it shouldn't have took that long for 9-1 to get in. It shouldn't have took that long.
Thank you. But see, the thing about it is, that's the problem. The problem is that people aren't bringing in guys that are historians and guys that understand the game. They're bringing in right now guys. They're bringing in right now guys. And they see guys that, guys that were in their time, they go, I liked him when he was there. So when I say I get it, that's what I mean by I get it. Do I get them not putting me in there, not even considering me? I haven't even been considered. They put Zach Thomas in front of me and considered Zach Thomas. And I was like, okay. At the end of the day, you can, I can't say what I'm going to say. But at the end of the day.
Say what you want to say. You say what you want to say.
At the end of the day, if you put Zach Thomas on my team when I was playing, he would have never made our team. Zach Thomas would have never made Pittsburgh Steelers team. He would never made it.
Nothing wrong with saying, hey.
He would never made it. And half of these guys that are playing right now,
they wouldn't have made it.
They would never made our team. They would never made our team. These guys they're calling great, this and that and that, they would have never made our team. Because we would have run their ass away because of how we practice and because of what our standards were. Our standards were perfection, man. Mm-hmm. When you can see, that's why I kind of can get back to golf, because with golf, you're supposed to call a stroke on yourself. You ain't see it. I say, hey, LaVar, my ball move. This will happen. I call a stroke on myself. Not that we do it all the time, and shit like that right there. Especially when it's a high money game. It's a high stake money game. We don't do it. But just like I said, I let we're just supposed to.
That's right.
So when you come into football, the thing about it is that it's the same way. I'm supposed to push you. You're supposed to push. I'm supposed to go out to practice every day. I'm supposed to leave it on the field. That's the whole thing.
That's right.
We didn't say leave it on the game field. We said leave it on the field. So we still have a practice field, do we not?
That's right.
Do we not still have a practice field?
You're going to practice way more than you're going to play.
Thank you. So we have to do the same thing. And that's where these guys are practicing now. They couldn't have practiced with us because I'm like, hey, listen, LaVar, you got to make that play. I mean, you boys. We boys, we boys. But when the helmet goes on, like you say, he said, I don't see people.
Right.
I don't see people when the helmet goes on. My sister's trying to text me. But when the helmet goes on, I don't see people. What I see is I see team. And here's what's going to happen. You, my teammate, is like, hey, man, goddamn, you got to get your ass down in there, man.
That's right.
And if you take that the wrong way, don't take it like I'm like, I don't like you. It's like, I'm a perfectionist. Get your ass down in there. Okay, when that fucking ball snap, you need to get your ass down in there because I don't want it to come back. I got a job to do. You get down in there and I can get off of you, or I got to get down there and you can get off of me. That's how it works. But if you're not doing it, now I got to go and I got to come to you and I go, hey, big man, what the fuck? You know, that's usually what it is. It's like, what the fuck? I ain't going to the coach.
I'm laughing because Bruce Smith was sunning me my rookie year. Bruce was sunning me. He set my tone quick. He set the tone quick for me. Big Bruce, like, Marco Coleman. Oh, yeah. They set the tone for me. Yeah,
but it's like, dude, what the fuck? Get your ass down in there. And then guys want to, you get your ass
get the hell off the field.
Fuck off of this field. That's right. Get your ass down in there. That's how we do stuff. But Bruce is
messing with my time and my money. If you ain't gonna do it, get off the field.
You ain't finna fucking get me hurt. Don't get me hurt.
Right.
I know they big down in there, bitch. I've been down in there. You know, get your ass down in there where you're supposed to be. You trying to hang out here. That's for the fast guys. Fast guys hanging out here. But listen, man, it's good to talk to you.
All day.
All day.
I'm circling up with you. You need a podcast. I'm saying it right here. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame, y'all. And he needs a podcast. We're going to work to get both of them done. That's the great master Greg Lloyd on Up On Game Presents Conversations with a Legend. Till next time, y'all.
Outstanding, bro.